Anime Reflux. Fucking show shit. There we go. Can we move on?
It's it's actually not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, it's a little plain, but it's got an
What
interesting
happened in the
concept, and
show,
it does it.
Slicer?
They introduced all the characters, introduced the concept of the system, and then had a little bit of personality for the main character, which was nice. Funny little scene of her essentially running to her friend's house, I think, who she sees as a pseudo mom, and there was this funny scene where like all the shopkeepers were giving her food, so it was less like a schoolgirl with toast in her mouth and more like a schoolgirl with an entire loaf of bread and tofu and cabbage, I think, or lettuce. It was like all the fixins for a sandwich, basically. But yeah, and then it left off on the announcement of a big tournament, or, or the start of a tournament thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it. It had fun character
I should
designs.
say Venus Project Climax, whatever it's the name of the show. We never actually said. Yeah. So let me go in a little bit more detail. She's running because we had the intro where it was, the premise of the show is, hey, dance battles with holograms. Cool. Okay, she's getting up and running, and everyone's cheering her like, yeah, you're going to be in the rookie tournament. Cool. And giving her food. Then she goes to this shrine where she wishes to win the tournament. And then a kid comes out and he's like, your wish shall be granted. And he's doing a prank and it's lame. Then he comes out and he's like, hey, you're going to be in the tournament, he says again. And she's like, yes, I'm going to be in the tournament, she says again. And he's like, are you going to win? And she's like, And then he's like, are you going to win? And she's like, yeah, of course. And then he's like, promise me you're going to win. She's like, okay, I promise I'm going to win. And then they go to the orphanage. I think. Was it the orphanage next? Yeah, it was the orphanage next.
Mike?
Yeah. And she goes there with the kid, and then they talk with another kid and the woman that runs the place, and it's like, you're going to be in the tournament? And she's, yeah, I'm going to be in the tournament. She doesn't sound frustrated. I was frustrated by this point because I think at this point in the show we had pretty well established she was going to be in a tournament.
Yeah. I mean, this show literally starts off the same way Pokemon does. With a big tournament, stream. Yeah, so I'm not really angry at the show for being one note about its entire premise.
What is the tournament?
There's this system where idols are...
We get to keep going because the next thing that happens is we get Specky Dude, because of course he has to have glasses because he's a nerd. And he's like, I am the great otaku of Venus whatever bullshit. And he's
Venus
like...
otaku, yeah.
Yeah. Here is how the tournament works. And he tells us exactly how the tournament works and in detail when we basically already got the concept from the intro, where it literally showed us how the tournament works. It's dance and singing battles with holograms.
Yeah.
And then she's going to be in the tournament. Have you heard?
The holograms are supposed to be their inner selves.
No, I haven't heard she's going to be in the tournament. What's happening in the tournament?
So, then we move on from there, from the orphanage, to... Right, it introduces another character who is going to be in the tournament, and they feel like they don't have to tell us that 18 times, which is appreciated. And she kind of wants to go to the hospital to see her coach, but she decides against it because he said not to. and she's apparently rich because she has a limo. And then we see the main character, whose name Rikyo or something.
Oh, that was the other thing. The main character's poor.
Yeah.
It highlighted it once when she woke up in the very start of the episode where her clothes were all disgusting and ratty, and then she woke up and they were fine. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. And then we move on to the main character who did go to the hospital, even though the coach said not to. And the coach is interesting in terms of design, but not interesting in terms of character. Like, he's a dude that just sits in his hospital room in a gigantic coat with a popped collar and sunglasses. Okay.
Yeah, no hospital gown to be seen. It's just his regular clothes.
Which, again, big old trench coat with popped collar and sunglasses. Those are his regular clothes. All right.
That sounds like a cool dude and not someone shady at all.
He's the producer for Idols. Of course he's flamboyant.
Yeah. But he's flamboyant in dress, but not in anything else. He's just kind of a, hey, you shouldn't have come to see me. Go away. And that's basically it. That's his scene.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You shouldn't have come to see me. You're going to be in the tournament today. Just in case we forgot. So...
Can't forget about it. Everyone is blonde in this universe. Gotta remind everyone for every 5 seconds.
So, we then move on to fucking agency. I don't know. It's a place where these idols go to be like training and stuff, I guess. And she meets the rich girl there, and they're like, "Hey, it's fucking." I'm hungry all the time is the main character's trait because she's a protagonist, and that's literally it.
She's also a poor orphan.
So they talk about how they're... Say it with me now.
In a tournament?
To be in a tournament. Yep. So... the rich girl brought cake slices, and the hungry girl's all into it, and rich girl is like, "Oh, I can't have one because I need to maintain my figure." Okay, so why'd you bring whatever?
I mean, for other people, obviously.
And hungry girl is like, "Hey, maybe if we do, like, you know, a test run, like a spa or whatever the equivalent word would be for dance battles. If we do that, you'll work off the extra calories." And it's a miracle. Something's actually going to happen. They go to the training room and they set up everything, and it's like, okay, cool. We're actually going to see some cool stuff. And then the fucking trainer comes in and shuts it all off and says, "Hey, you shouldn't do that. You're in the tournament."
Yeah. It cut off right before Rich Girl was about to reveal her inner person. The iris is what it's called, the hologram thing.
Yeah. So, right when a thing was about to happen, it decided, no, we can't have that. We have to remind the audience that a tournament is about to happen again for the 18th time.
It's very important that you realize this tournament is happening right now.
This is a 6-episode season. I just want to remind everyone of that right now.
The focus is very narrow. You know, just like one.
We are about 15 minutes into episode 1, and we have established that there is a tournament.
And the main character's in it.
I don't
Like
know
there's
if
a
that's
tournament
true.
and the main character's in it?
I don't think that's been confirmed. I don't.
Yeah, hold on. We need one more source on that.
Well,
yeah, we gotta.
we get one more source, and that's the start of the tournament. So
I was joking.
yeah,
Well, there's always more.
we
I mean,
have the
they
intro
have a
to the
big
actual
announcement.
tournament starts kind of, and she comes out first as one of the contestants. There are 8, I guess. And then we get a run through of all of the contestants. And once again, it kind of feels like something's happening, even though nothing is yet. So we get her, and we get a tomboy from Osaka, which is important, apparently. We get rich girl. We get girl with big tits. That is literally her only character trait.
You're not wrong. Actually, that's it. That's the extent of it.
Yeah, they gave out details for all the other contestants, like the hungry girl. They're like, hey, she's fuel inefficient. She eats all the time. And fucking... They don't actually say anything about rich girl being rich, but they're like, hey, she magic themed, I guess. Cool. And then tits. She has tits. Moving on.
They're big.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
then there's one that's blatantly American, blonde hair.
There's a cheerleader. Yeah. And then there's a science idol, which is weird, but okay.
Kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we have the resident Rei Ayanami from this show.
Oh, fucking Christ, I forgot about this character. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one.
Okay. So,
there's always more.
Before we get into her appearance there, we need to go back to the scene that I missed, that I forgot about. Oh, I wish I hadn't forgotten about this one. So, she is the bestest ever at idling, even though she's completely emotionless, dull kind of character archetype. Which, okay, sure.
She's the bestest in the small pond of amateurs. She's not the top, who is the announcer of the tournament.
Yeah. So, she is having a press conference about how great she is. And one guy... They open the floor to questions, and a guy goes, hey, so what are your intentions for this tournament? And she's like, victory. And all the reporters are going, ooh, this is juicy stuff. She said she's going to win in a press conference about the tournament she's going to be in. Ooh, I didn't expect that. Okay. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's about it, yeah. And then they're like, remember that time you got your shit rocked?
Yeah, by the Hungry Girl, by the way. Apparently, she lost to Hungry Girl in the past at some point, and this is traumatic for her. And they shut down the press conference right then and there. It's like... okay.
Very mature.
Yeah.
Height of professionalism.
So, then we have backstage of, like... everything. We need to make sure she doesn't have her confidence rocked by people reminding her that she sucked that one time. And the manager dude says, you are the great hope of our nation of Pooristan. It's literally called Pooristan. Pooristan.
I completely missed that part. That's so bad.
This show sounds amazing.
I think Casey's just in a bad mood. Honestly, I was entertained.
Casey was furious watching this show at the time. Like, admittedly, he was a little sleepy. He went for a nap immediately after this, but which is why he's a little annoyed now with the grumbling. There's the reasons. But at the time, he was also kind of annoyed because nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very introduction episode.
It's not
Not
even that.
much happens besides introducing people.
But yeah, we get our last two contestants. One is a fucking gothic lolly. Yeah, okay, that whole thing. And then we have this girl who comes out in...
I mean, it's a tube top, a garter belt, and frilly panties. Like it's not an outfit; it's underwear.
Yeah. She basically looks like a prostitute. That's not me commenting on her outfit. That's me commenting on her coming out to a contest with all these elaborate outfits and themes and stuff. Like, there's a girl that literally comes out in a full-on lab coat and stuff, and she's just here in her mildly dominatrixy underwear, and it's okay. And that's where the episode ends. Yep. We established there is a tournament that's going to happen, and then it almost happens, and then the episode ends. That is the whole plot of this episode.
Yep, that's it. It really, I mean, like that's as much setup as you could possibly do.
6 episodes. I cannot fathom that they managed to waste this much runtime, that they felt they needed to waste this much runtime when they have the equivalent of about a slightly longish movie. Like, the show's... the version I saw was bookended by, like, little interview segments with the cast and stuff. So, it's about 17 minutes for a total episode. So it's probably just, like, a regular runtime of a movie. Not even a long one.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
And they wasted close to 20 minutes of it doing absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah. It's pretty, for what I saw of it. The acting is fine. The... Poor Stan.
The character designs were really good, I feel.
Yeah. A lot of this show was fine. There is no forgiving that fucking pacing. Not at all. In fact, I'm kind of wondering whether it would literally be better to just skip episode 1. But then...
I mean, yeah. Just look at pictures of all the characters, and you're good.
Yeah, I mean, practically speaking, I don't think we actually got any information that was particularly vital, and God knows, I mean, it's episode 1, you're supposed to start as you mean to go on, right? So if that's what this episode was, I can't imagine they do anything but, like, waste time with incredibly pointless flashbacks to this episode in the future episodes. We're going to get a whole sequence of Hungry Girl remembering the promise to the kid and talking to the orphanage lady and talking to the rich girl. They're going to, when they have a face-off between those two. They're gonna remember Cake Time, and fucking we're gonna get flashbacks to that scene that we didn't actually get to see of what's her name beating what's her name. I
See, you're describing these things, and you're just describing like a later season episode of American Idol. So I'm used to this. It's familiar territory.
Yeah, but American Idol is fucking reality TV. This is scripted. You're supposed to know how to do better than this. And they don't. And I don't know why.
I don't know. It gets a recommendation from me.
If Simon Cowell can appear in Scooby Doo, he can appear in this.
That would be the best. The final judge is Simon Cowell.
He just shows up and he talks to that one girl like, your gigantic tits make you look like a fat sack of cow. And that's it.
Exactly.
Oh, you look like a cow and you sound like one too.
Yeah, something like that, sure. Roll, please.
Do you remember last time when you said that we don't really have much to say for good anime, but we have a lot to say for the bad ones?
No, I said we don't have a lot to say for competent but uninteresting anime. Plenty to say for good anime, plenty to say for bad anime.
At the very least, this seems to have fallen in the we can talk about this category.
True, though in my current mood I really would have liked something pleasant to talk about and remember.
Actually good.
Hard to expect that when the anime has the word climax in it.
True. That's kind of telling.
I don't know, a Bayonetta anime would be pretty decent.
No,
Yeah, well,
it wouldn't.
the context of climax in Bayonetta and the context of climax in other anime is very different.
I don't know if
The-
it is.
The Devil May Cry anime was telling of how character action gets modified to be anime, and it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Kids sidekicks.
Anyways, I rolled a new one and I got the number 2.
B. This is the one I'm usually like enthusiastic for because it's fun to say B, but I just don't have it right now. 111.
How many are in B?
111.
Okay, 111.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I was like, was it? Yeah, 64. In honor of them cracking open the Nintendo 64 games.
Okay, I don't know whether that's a typo, so I'm gonna have to double check. Yeah, it's a typo. Okay.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Well, that's a telling image. All right. Blade and Soul.
Oh,
An anime
Wow.
adaptation of the Korean Momopaga.
Oh, okay. I actually recognize the name Blade and Soul because I remember that when this was first coming out, there were some posts about it online of the game. I didn't know there was an anime for it.
Yeah.
what's the track record of MMO anime? Is it even, or are they all universally terrible?
Hey, remember Phantasy Star Online, the animation, where it was about how
All right.
people were playing Phantasy Star Online?
Right. I suddenly do.
Anyway, come back next time when we watch Blade and Soul.
Oh yeah, we don't have a choice, do we? Can we check the episode
Yeah.
lengths?
I'm pretty sure that it's a 13 episode anime with regular lengths. I will double check though. Just in case we are like, nope. Yeah, it's 24 and a half minutes. We are good.
Oh wow. Okay. Comments: bullshit, fucking bullshit. Whoever made this anime had absolutely no fucking respect to the Blade and Soul Momopuga storyline. Like anyone fucking cares. This whole anime is purely fan service and feminist as fuck.
That's an odd mix of words. Wow.
It's a, isn't,
I don't think they know what that word means.
yeah. Little contradictory there, champ. Maybe take another stab at that.
A lot of what I'm saying are people saying that it seemed promising, but then turned out to be not great.
Well, depending on when that shift into shit is, we might have a good first episode.
Yeah, we might have a good first episode.
A lot of the comments are giving me like reminders of Barbed Wire, the Pamela Anderson movie where she was a badass lady who killed people and in like fetish wear, but then hated when men condescended to her and stuff. It was stupid. That kind of aesthetic. Okay. We're doing that. Yay.
Yay.
Fucking video game anime adaptations. They're always good. Alright. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.